What's up, people? Look, I did it right this time. I didn't leave my mic muted. Oh, those of you who are going to want to know what my shirt says. Today it says, "Once upon a time, I didn't care. I still don't. The end." That's a Deb fairy tale. A little bit of dose of reality. For those of you who are new, I try to wear like a different T-shirt that has some kind of crazy saying on it every Tuesday. It's a good point of entertainment for everyone. Um, Today we have, because I looked at the cover page after I printed it out, and I do believe, let me just double check. Yep, 26 questions. I just want to make sure that wasn't a typo. So we have one extra question than we usually do. I hope you guys are ready. We will be here for a little bit. If you have a question that you want to get submitted for an upcoming show, look in the show description down below and you'll see a link that says click here to submit your advice question, something like that. Anyway, you click that link and it'll take you right to the submission form. We do not answer questions live in the show tonight. I'll be doing a show like that next month where you make your little donation. You can cash app or super chat or whatever you want to do on YouTube. But this show, the regularly scheduled show, What the Fuck Tuesday, are all pre-submitted questions. My cousin works them out. She puts them in this document and then she emails them to me and I print them out and I'm very honest. I keep, we did this cover page thing. See, so this is the cover page and it doesn't have any of the letters on it. It just tells me what the date is and how many questions we have. So I hear the questions for the first time when you hear the questions. So please don't do like some people and say, well, what do they mean? And what about this and all stuff? I don't know. I don't know no more about it than you do. We both heard the question at the same time. And that's all the information that is, that I know. Okay. So let's get started. And a little bit from now, I'll show you guys my dress that I told you came. I put this sucker on and woof, man, I'm gonna have to do some crunches because my wine belly. This past weekend I went to a birthday party, and man, you would have thought I told you I was trying to be away from liquor and away from sweets. That didn't happen on Sunday. I ate birthday cake, and then I had some drink, and I just acted like I was a fool. I don't know what happened. And so then I said, okay, well, come on back to it. So I'm back at it. But I had my little thing, but I tried my dress on. I was like, oh, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's go. Question number 1. This is a female in the 35 to 40 age group from Camberley in Surrey, England. I believe my father-in-law goes through my child's things and mine when we are not at home. I don't know what to do, and I'm really just looking for an appropriate response to aid my reaction. It happened a few days ago, and I've been trying to figure out what to say and how to say it without making accusations that could be harmful. My in-laws moved in with us last year. This isn't a permanent thing, but they're not likely to move out anytime soon. We have a few internal cameras around the house for general monitoring at entry doors and one in the hallway. We, my husband and I, never really have a reason to look at the recordings until I did. I was finding some things moved and not how I left them in our bedroom. I initially thought my mother-in-law was snooping around when we were at work. Turns out it was my father-in-law going into our room and in my daughter's room while she's at school. These are not brief visits. He's in there for quite a while, rummaging through things. It doesn't appear mother-in-law knows that she isn't around at the time. I don't know how to bring this up to my husband, but I know he should know, right? His father and he are not close, and my husband had hoped this would be a good time to get to know his dad better. Do I address it directly with father-in-law and ask him to stop? Mother-in-law would likely get very defensive and offended at my notions. I doubt she would accept even the video evidence. Nothing illegal is happening, so there's no point in getting police involved, right? Everyone is safe in the house. My daughter is old enough and knows to speak up if she feels uncomfortable. How would you address this situation, Deb? Okay. See, my thing is he has no reason to be going in. You don't say how old your daughter is. See, that was a vital piece of information that I would have needed to know. Is she old enough where she's wearing like little trainer bras and stuff? Is he going in her room in her dirty clothes hamper, smelling her used underwear? Or is he playing in her stuff? There's no reason in this goddamn world for that man to go into your daughter's room, yours either. and he's staying. What the fuck is he doing in there? There's so many boundaries violated here and so much inappropriateness. I don't even know how you held your tongue to write me this letter, because I would have dragged his ass down the hall into the kitchen and said, let me tell you something. I saw what you've been doing on my security cameras. You go in my daughter's room one more time, your ass is going to be the fuck up out of here. That's what I would have told him. This feels unsavory to me. This feels dangerous for your daughter. I'm not feeling this at all. At all. You worried about something that's going to be accusation. You saw him doing it on the film. What you talking about? That's unproven and might be harmful. We want it to be harmful. We want them to get the fuck up out of there so that your daughter can be in her room in peace. I don't trust him. What if he's putting cameras and stuff, installing stuff in your daughter's room so he can speak on her while she's changing clothes and stuff? Lady, I don't like this one bit. You need to tell your husband, and y'all need to go through her room with a fine-tooth comb, and yours as well. I mean, look everywhere. Pull out the drawers, look at the back of drawers, look for holes in walls, behind pictures, in stuffed animals, everything. You look everywhere and you look at everything. There's something he's doing in your rooms, and whatever it is not appropriate. You know what I mean? They got so much stuff. You can order this shit on Amazon. People be spying on you and stuff. I don't like just one bit. There's nothing about this that I like. Fucking pervert. Well, he hasn't committed a crime. There's nothing. They're not going to do anything. This is something she needs to tell her husband. He can handle this. He can handle this. Now, if they go through and they do find evidence of something unsavory, like a camera or something, well, then you call the police, because now you have evidence of a criminal act. But just saying, well, he went in our room, the police are going to laugh you out the station. That's not a crime. It's weird, but it's not criminal. It's unsavory. And I'm telling you, if that was my daddy doing some shit like that, I would bust that nigga upside the head with something. You go in my daughter's room again, you're going to be crawling out, because I'm going to beat your ass. Break your legs and arms and probably your back too. But my father, everybody in my family knows I'm crazy, so I wouldn't do anything like that. But, that just don't even sound right. All right. Let's move on to question number 2. Hopefully I won't be as mad. Female, 21 to 25, from Tucson, Arizona. I met a guy online and he's pressuring me for my address. What? Is this a creepy red flag, or am I worrying about nothing? What? I'm 23 and I met a 24-year-old guy a couple of months ago. We talk every day. I really enjoy his company, but he's had a habit of not respecting my boundaries. He became rather insistent that I give him my address and said that because he felt comfortable giving me his address, I should reciprocate. He carried on with this for a bit, but eventually dropped it. Then a week later, we were on Discord and he was sharing his screen with me, and I saw in his search history that he had been searching up flights to the exact city that I live in. Do you think I should feel scared? Is this creepy? He's very adamant that it's not, and that other women wouldn't think it was creepy. Is that true? You are so young and so naive. Get off the internet. Get off of the dating sites. Don't you do anything until you go through at least half the videos on this channel and you read Gavin DeBecker's book, The Gift of Fear. That's what you need to do. You are just a victim waiting to happen. You don't have any, you say he's violating your boundaries. The first time he did it, you're supposed to say, look, this is my boundary. You just violated it. And so we're done here. Okay. When I say no, that's what the fuck I mean. I'm the kind, like, when I was younger, you would give people chances, you would warn them, and you would do all this stuff here and stuff. But I don't do that anymore, because I feel like at my age, by the time people hit 45 or 50 years old, they ought to know how they do know how to act. They do know how to conduct themselves. So if someone, is doing something that violates your boundaries at that age, they're doing it with intent. And that's the same thing with him. He's 24 years old. He's not a teenager. Teenagers are still learning all of this stuff. In mid-20s, people and beyond, everybody knows this stuff. So what you do is block him. Okay, you block him. I would suggest that you close all your social media pages as well. This whatever they call it, make the function for your geolocating that's on your phone. because what you call it? A lot of these sites, especially Facebook, will geotag where your pictures and stuff were taken, so people will already know where you live. You don't even have to tell them. It's going to tell them the city, and sometimes it even tells them, like, the neighborhood or something, some landmark that's near where you took the picture. So if you're taking a lot of pictures at your house, then he probably already knows where you live. It's not that hard to figure out. So in this instance like this, you are just too naive. You're too naive. You cannot be out here tangling with these predators like this. He saw you as just too weak and you too innocent to be fucking around on the internet with somebody like this. He's pressuring you for your address. The first time he asked you, you said you were supposed to say, look, you asking me this is so inappropriate, you fucking weirdo. I'm hanging up. Don't you ever call me again. Lose my number. And then just to make sure he doesn't, you block him. That's what you were supposed to do. You don't continue talking to somebody who does stuff like this to you. I don't know what it is with you young girls. Y'all just don't have any kind of sense of self-protection at all. And you're asking me, is it all right for you to be scared and to think this guy is weird? You don't need my permission to feel what you feel. Why do you guys doubt yourself so much? It just bothers me. Just unbelievable. This happens every single week. The young girls write a letter and you're all questioning whether you have the right to think something or feel something, like you need permission or something. It drives me crazy. You're looking for all this validation. It makes me feel insane. Oh, my God. Get rid of this fool. Block him. And then get your little ass off of them dating sites. Okay? And online and all that stuff. Stay off the internet for a minute. And you learn something more about protecting yourself. This is ridiculous. Question number 3. This is a female in the 40 to 45 age group. And it says somewhere in England. Oh my God. It's filled with these types. I don't do online dating. I refuse. My thing is, I don't know. I cuss too much. And I don't like, people acting stupid. And if I say no, I put up a boundary and you come, telling me something else, then you get cussed out. And you're going to become every kind of motherfucker I could think about. And so, I don't think that would go over too well with these little site management. So I probably wouldn't be on the sites more today anyway. So there's no point in even, going through all them questions and setting up a profile and all that stuff to be on there for 20 minutes. So, it's like, shit, I ain't ugly. I could get some attention. But it's like, is it attention that I want? The answer to that is no. So I don't even do it. Okay, let's see what this lady has to say. She says, I'm pregnant, but it's not my husband's. Okay, well. Whoop, as that song, what's that song? Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. We've been married for 10 years, together for 17, and come through some horrendous times. We have 2 living children, and our middle daughter was stillborn at full term. Oh, it totally broke me, and I'm still broken. I've done something really stupid. I've been having an affair for the past 6 months with someone I used to work with. I know my husband doesn't deserve this, and I've let him down badly. It ended 3 weeks ago, but last week I found that I was pregnant. I contacted my ex, and he doesn't want anything to do with me or the baby. He's a very selfish and unpleasant person who treated me appallingly over the past few months. I'm glad it's over, but now I'm in a terrible dilemma. How do you know it's not your husband's? I'm okay, maybe you explain that. He's taking me to an abortion clinic in 2 weeks. He wants me to get rid of it as he doesn't want his life, quote, ruined. He said, if I keep it, he won't support me and doesn't want any contact, his name on the birth certificate or anything, which is fine by me. I've made a terrible mistake, and I've come to realize that my husband is amazing, and I want to be with him and make a go of it, but I don't know what to do. I don't really want an abortion. How can I reconcile killing a life when my middle daughter was cruelly snatched away? I'll never cope with that guilt, and I don't think I can live with myself. But how can I love with, I think she means live, with destroying my living children's lives by having this baby, ruining their happy lives with me and their dad? They have everything they could wish for. I've looked at options of going it alone too, but it seems like it's not really an option. Unfortunately, I have a name on 2 mortgages, so I can't get any housing or universal credit, even though I work a minimum wage for 16 hours a week. My husband is the main breadwinner, and I don't want him to sell the family home and take everything from him that he has worked for. I've contacted CAB, and I can't get any help. I don't know what CAB is. I feel totally stuck. I don't want to ruin my children's lives and my husband's, but I don't want an abortion because I want this baby and I can't live with taking his life away when I already lost a baby so precious to me. I want to tell my husband I'm so frightened. I've hurt him so much already and caused him so much pain. My parents won't help me as they know I had the affair and won't speak to me. All of my friends are friends with my husband. I don't know what to do, so I'm desperately writing you. Okay, yeah, but you don't want to do. Isn't this heavy for my column? But you know what? I'm glad my cousin put it at the beginning before I got tired. Because by the time if this was at the end, my brain would be already dead. I'm gonna tell you what, lady, your thinking is fucked up. You're thinking more about some dead kid, and I know this is gonna sound rude, but bear with me while I walk you through this. You are focused on some dead child. You're focusing on the dead child and how you feel about the dead child. You're not really thinking about the lives of the children that made it. They're going to be looking at you with some other motherfucker's baby, and you feeling all guilty about it and stuff. And you're going to destroy those two children's lives worrying about a dead one. That's what you're doing. And I know this sounds cruel. I know this sounds, well, her parents probably found out. They probably saw her somewhere. She said they know she had the affair, right? So she wouldn't have told them. They probably found out through some third party or something. But your thinking is fucked up. You think, oh, I don't want to do this, and that this is a romantic vision and stuff. You're going to destroy your entire life and your children's life and your husband's life just because you thinking about some dead ass baby. And like I said, I know that sounds mean, but that's exactly what it is. The motherfucker's dead. Okay, been dead for a long time. You need to should have got you some counseling or some shit to get over it. So what you're gonna do is that man's gonna take you to the abortion clinic and you're gonna jump in that car and you're gonna go. That's what you're gonna do. And you're gonna adjust your thinking so that instead of you thinking about saving that miscellaneous kid by some random motherfucker, you're going to think about the life that you're preserving for those two children that are depending on you, that man who is depending on you, and you who is depending on them. That's what you need to think about. You're thinking, well, this is all fucked up. You trying to romanticize some bullshit. I'm not going to let you do that. You're going to take your ass and you're going to get an abortion, and then you're never going to cheat on your husband again. Look at this bullshit you created. A whole hot mess for everybody. Your parents are mad at you. You don't even see what you're doing here. You're just destroying everything. And you're going to kill it all the way. I mean, it's fucked up now, but you're going to destroy it all the way if you come telling your husband that you pregnant with some other motherfucker's baby. And you don't have no money but a 16-hour a week part-time job at minimum wage, and you think that you're going to survive on that with this baby what if the baby comes out fucked up? Did you ever think about that? The middle child was stillborn. That's not a good sign. And then you got this baby, you older now, dude is older now. And so, the likelihood of you having a baby with some kind of special needs and birth defects is real high, right? So you're going to sit there and you're going to have this kid, and then the baby comes out all fucked up. Then what you going to do? See, you romanticizing this shit like it's going to be some big fantasy, happy ever after moment. Your ass could be in a world of trouble. You're not thinking straight. Well, we don't ask them retroactive questions that there's no answer to. We worry about what's here and now. Okay. We don't go into the past. Notice how I don't do that? What, you should have this and that, this birth control stuff. I mean, what's the point of even mentioning that? It's not we can't undo the situation. When people write in, I focus on what is here now and what they need to do about the problem that they are currently having. That's it. I don't go into shoulda, woulda, coulda land because, you do that being judgmental for some shit for the rest of the show. I don't want to do that. So that's what you're going to do, lady. Okay. You're going to prevent even more bullshit by getting rid of it. And all this romantic drivel that you talking is just that. Question number 4. This is a female in the 30 to 35 age group from Durham, North Carolina. I've known this guy for 10 years, and we recently reconnected after a few years of not talking. Things went from there pretty quickly, and we started seeing each other. He confessed he had feelings for me since the beginning and is in love with me. I had been celibate for a couple of years and thought it was fun and exciting when I started seeing him, and I was filled with lots of emotions. The first few weeks of seeing each other, I felt super intensely for him, and I just couldn't stop thinking about him. However, that has started to wear off, and I'm starting to notice things about him that I don't like. He keeps saying he wants to make it official, but let's take it slow as I'm not ready. I'm 30 and I want my next relationship to be my last one, hopefully, and I take getting into a relationship very seriously. But he doesn't have the qualities that I want. He is unmotivated and will happily lie around all day long. Oh my God, he's a dusty. He recently lost his job when we saw each other, but isn't doing anything to find a new one. He sleeps in till noon and lives a very laid back life. He seems still to have the mentality of a young 19-year-old, and I want to be with a man who has goals and ambitions and doesn't act so immature. He is also happy for me to pay for everything, which has started to annoy me. Started? How do I tell him I don't want a relationship with him? I am quite an upfront person, would prefer to be honest and tell him the truth, but I worry telling him will significantly hurt his feelings as he is sensitive, and I don't want to do that. He is going to want to know why too. So what do I say? How do I go about this? Should I be honest, but in a better way? I don't have it in me to be as savage as you. Well, you better get it. Okay, nothing about him. What are you getting out of this? Some dick? That's it. That sounds like just about it. He's a bum. Okay, an unemployed, sponging bum. Talking about let's make it official. No, I'm not going to make anything official with some jobless bum. That's all you have to tell him. It's say, you sit him down. See, that's the excuse that you can use, because you can say, look, I know you've been talking about let's make this official and all this other stuff, but you know what I want to have an official relationship with at 30 years of age? I need a man who's ambitious. I need a man who's a go-getter. I need a man whose money coming in. I don't want a man who's going to be thinking that I should pay for everything for him. So everything that he is, you start, I don't want a guy who lays around until noon. I need a man who's up at it trying to make some shit happen. Everything that I want, you're not offering it. So we're going to end this and we're not going to talk anymore. That's what you have to do. So you don't let him ask you why. You tell him why. I tell him that that's why. And he's going to be like, but I'll change, right? They always say that. But I'll change. You say, well, that's really nice. And I'm glad that you're going to do that because it would be a good thing for you to do for yourself. But I'm done here. I don't want to spend any more time, facing you or trying to feel like I'm trying to make you be the man that I need you to be. I want a man who's already pre-built, right? Not a Bob the Builder kid. Well, yeah, of course he's going to talk about that I love you shit. They always do that. Them homosexual types that don't have nothing going on, they always falling in love. Man, don't go to Jamaica. I'm telling you, you go to Jamaica, every motherfucker you see is in love with you. That's all they do. Oh, I love you. I'm like, nigga, what? I'm telling you, motherfuckers be in love. They was like, oh yes, take me home with you. Let's think about that. Nope. I don't think the man that I got at my house waiting for me to get back would really like that too much. Just lying. Ain't nobody at my house. I know, but Jamaican men are funny. I used to go there like every year, sometimes twice a year, but I haven't been back in many, many years because I don't know. I started going on cruises and doing other stuff. But yeah, I used to go there all the time. So I know Jamaican men well. They ain't shit. And I tell you, they be in love, honey. But one thing, this is a side story. You know how I go on my side rants. This light is just too intense. There we go. That used to be the place like, okay, you know how, if you're a cute girl, right, you can have men falling all over you, right? You can just take your pick and, you have D coming out your ears. It's just a matter of, who should I call today kind of thing. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You know what I mean? If you're an attractive woman, that's pretty much how your life is. But, there's some women who are, really not that cute in the face and they kind of have, they're big or they're kind of misbuilt or whatever. They, they're not that high on the attractiveness scale. Might be really nice, wonderful people, but they're not the kind that men would just like gravitate to. So when they go to places like that, they get a lot of play, right? Because the guys are they're not really so much into you, what you look like. They're looking at you as an opportunity. And they figure if you're not used to getting a lot of male attention, that you would be more hungry for it, right? More, what's the word? more, well, I guess thirsty. I don't really want to use that term in this situation though, but it's like they look at you as like a easier mark. That's what it is. Because they feel like a woman who's real attractive that's got a whole bunch of options back at home and everywhere she goes is not going to be as receptive to the bullshit that they be talking because she's, she got other things going on. Whereas a lady who's, this might be like, one of the rare times she's had 2 or 3 dudes really like, hounding her, she's going to be more excited about it. You see what I mean? And so they see that as an opportunity. So there was a lot of ladies like that, they're, not that attractive and, kind of big. And the dudes was like all over them. And so you can see them. This one girl at our hotel, she had a different dude in her hotel room every night. I was like, get it, girl. She in there screaming and hollering and whatnot. So I guess they was doing what they was supposed to be doing. Either that or she's a good faker. So she had herself a good time on vacation, and she came by herself too. She hung out with me a couple of times because her room was right down in the same building at the other end. But I was like, wow, I wasn't letting them touch me because I'm scared of AIDS. And all over Ocho Rios, they had these signs: no glove, no love. So I'm reminding people to use condoms. So I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm good. Okay. So anyway, where was I? I know I had a real something I was supposed to be doing here. Oh yeah. So telling you what you're supposed to do would do. Yeah, that's what you do. You just tell them that and get rid of him. He dust bucket. Let's move on to question number 5. Female, 26 to 30 from Fort Wayne, Indiana. My best friend has been seeing a guy for 7 months. Weekends away, met his friends, etc. They viewed a house together he was buying. She knew he had children as he had mentioned he wasn't with the mother. He didn't wear a ring. There's never any mention of his wife from colleagues or anything. I haven't met this guy, and honestly, I'd never have guessed it. She has now quit her job as they work together, blocked his number, and is done with him after finding out that he is married and has been married the whole time. This is what happened. She gets a text off a lady asking why she was messaging her husband and who she was. She then called the guy she was seeing, and yep, he has a wife. He begged my friend not to tell his wife. Oh no, to tell his wife he was just messaging when that couldn't be more far from the truth. His wife has been messaging my friend asking why they were texting. My friend wants to tell his wife the truth that she feels awful for her and obviously that her husband is a piece of shit. He has begged my friend not to tell her as she will take his children away and he won't have anything to live for, which I'm guessing is just a guilt trip. He said he will only tell her if he has to, which just sums up who he is really. I have told her to tell the wife everything and she deserves to know. She's been kept in the dark and her choices are being taken away. But my friend is worried because she knows it's going to cause a lot of hurt. I'm just wanting some advice or opinions on what she should do. I'm angry for her, so my view will be coming from anger, and I don't want her to make a choice that she may regret. Thanks for your reply. I'm going to say this. Okay, for 7 months. Okay, first of all, tell your friend this main point right here. She says she's worried because she knows it's going to cause a lot of hurt. What she's thinking is she's trying to put all that responsibility on herself. Like she's going to be the one that's hurting the woman by answering the woman's questions honestly and truthfully. Tell your friend to stop being stupid and dramatic. The person that's hurting the wife is the husband who's cheating on her. Okay? That's the only person responsible for this woman being hurt, her trifling, lying, corner cutting, cheating ass husband. We don't know what the wife knows. We definitely see she's suspicious, but we don't know what she knows. So let's not play mind reader because ain't nobody here, Miss Cleo. Okay, we don't know nothing about what this woman who's not a part of the story knows. Okay, we'll stick to the facts. The facts is that she got some text from the lady and the lady's asking questions. So what your friend should do is respond to the woman's questions honestly. Okay. That's all she has to do. She don't have to go into the Wayback Machine and when I met him and we used to work together. She don't need to know all that. She answer her questions though. So she wants to know, why you were texting. Say, I was texting because he presented himself to be my boyfriend. Okay? Factual. That's it. No judgments, no embellishment, no nothing. Facts. Give her the facts. Don't lie to her. That's the best thing that your friend could do both for this lady and for herself. because I'm sure she feels bad, just having spent all that time with the guy and not knowing that he was married. But I just really have a hard time understanding how people could think that somebody's not married. How you never go to somebody's house, right? You never go to his house. And a lot of times, especially they want to like keep you in certain neighborhoods and away from certain places and stuff. It just be too suspicious. That's how you can tell. Did you say how old your friend is? Well, you in the 26 to 30 age group, so she's probably around that age too. Y'all just a little naive. That's all I'm going to say. He can present himself as a single man, but you still know that they got something going on because they I have to work at these suspicious times, or they cancel dates because they can't get out the house. And you be like, okay, I'm going to come over, spend the weekend with you at your house. Oh, no. Let's just go to your house. Stuff like that. It's always, you want to go to see a movie or something. So say you live like here, say you live in Oakland. Well, they're going to take you to a movie theater in, I don't know, Benicia or Fremont or something. It's way away from Oakland because they don't want to be possibly seen by anybody that they know. That kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff married men do. And so, knowing that, if you know those signs, I mean, they can't not do it. What they going to do? Bring you to their house? They're not going to do that. So she's just naive and just don't know the game. So let's move on. Question number 6. This is from a female, 30 to 36 age group from Ohio. Hi, Deborah. I just want to know if I am in the wrong here. I have a friend on my Snapchat. This friend was constantly posting her husband and what he does for her, etc. Then she posted a picture of her belly saying she wished that there was a baby in there now. What? I assumed she was indicating that she'd had eggplant with her husband. After that, something switched to me and I blocked her everywhere. I don't know her husband. I felt it was TMI and that she was oversharing and that I was invading her privacy. I told my other friend about this and she called me jealous. I am not jealous. It just felt weird. Am I in the wrong for this? Thank you for everything you do. I don't know about wrong, but I mean, it seemed like you overreacted. I mean, so what, she posted a picture about her wish there was a baby in there. She sounds stupid. But I mean, I would have blocked her for being stupid, not because of what you're talking about. But, it's not about me. If the woman made you feel weird and you felt like, she had overshared and was violating your sensibilities with all this oversharing of personal stuff, then that's fine. I mean, nobody can tell you what worked for you. Only you can do that. I got to turn this light on. I can't see for shit. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. Question number 7, female, 21 to 25 from Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm just looking for a bit of advice. Recently, I started dating a lovely guy. He's in his mid-30s and I'm in my late 20s. But he has a 4-year-old son from a previous relationship. I currently don't have any children, but I do want them in the future. He only sees his son once a week and currently doesn't have him to sleep just during the day. He does travel quite a lot at the minute for work, so I understand why he can't have him very often. And obviously, the boy's mom has to have a say too. What I'm really asking for is advice, as I'm sure you have been in a similar situation. Is there anything that I need to prepare myself for? I am used to children and have some in my family, but potentially becoming a stepmom all seems a little daunting. How do you get to being a stepmom and you just recently started dating him? And no, we haven't been together long, but we have discussed a future, eventually meeting him, etc. I think if I were older or had kids myself, it wouldn't be an issue, but it's just not a situation I'm used to. I'm a little concerned how little he sees his son. It makes me think he's not bothered about being in his life that much. Crap dad in the future to joint kids, perhaps? But son's mom has restricted access, especially with COVID, and he often has 3 or 4 nights away in different cities for work or different locations at the last minute. So I understand it's difficult to get a more regular routine. Yes, he does pay child maintenance every month and buys things for the child. He does find time to spend with me and is often the one to plan and organize the next date, which is refreshing. Right now, other than the child issue, he is perfect. So I do see it going long term. And I've told him very clearly that I do want kids of my own one day. Okay, so what's the question? Is he a crap dad and would there be future in the, well, it just sounds to me like he's whatever this work is that he's doing, he doesn't really have the time for that kind of stuff. So if you got with this guy and you had a kid with him, you would be one of these kind of women, these married women that lives like a single parent, because all the responsibility for the child would be on you, because he's off in some other part of the state or whatever for his job for 3 or 4 days a week, right? That's the reality of this man that you're dating. Now, if that's not the kind of husband that you want, that's not the kind of situation you want a husband who's going to come home every night and be with you and your children, then this is not the man for you, and just cut it off. You seem to have a lot of concerns about this kid and, judgments about how much time he spends with them and all of that. But I mean, under the circumstances with the kind of work that he does and how his schedule, where would you be thinking he would be spending all his time with the kid when he's gone 3 or 4 days out of the week? I don't know if she sounds jealous, but she sounds, like she's concerned about, his position on children. But my thing is, with everything that you raise here, I just really don't see, I'm not feeling that you are really feeling him that much. You sound like you're choosing him, you're talking yourself into it logically. Well, everything else is so perfect and this and that. Like you're choosing him with your mind. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but you screen him with your mind, but you still have to you have to have some kind of heartfelt connection to the man. And I'm not getting that here. I'm not seeing where that's that's not coming through in the way he wrote this letter. So I would just push on somebody else. You didn't say not one word about how much you like this guy. Everything just sounds so like cut dry and logical. Well, like I said, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but that just means that this not the dude. That's why you can be so dispassionate and analytical about his relationship with his child, because that's really not your concern. If the mama's not concerned about it, then you shouldn't be either. Okay. Question number 8, female, 26 to 30, from Hamilton, New Zealand. I have been seeing my boyfriend for over 4 years, and things are overall great. We both currently live at home, but he stays over at mine and I stay at his. In the last 12 months, he's told me that he has a trust fund and wants to buy us a home. I won't disclose the amount, but it is a lot. He has allowed me to have a lot of input and say in the house. I actually chose the area that I wanted to live in and the house, and his parents asked me if I liked the house before the sale went ahead. I've chosen the furniture, and we both mutually agreed on things that we want in it. That house has now been bought, and I haven't contributed a penny to it in terms of furniture. We are already agreed that I won't have to contribute to bills or anything like that, just to treat him to the occasional meal now and then. He has told his parents about this, and we've all met, and they are happy with that, as his sister-in-law has a similar agreement with her husband, and his parents have a similar agreement too. We plan to get married within the next 24 months, and he has said if we were to get divorced, then I wouldn't be entitled to half of the house, as it would be in a trust or something. Not that I would want to take half of it anyway. My question is, should I prepare for the worst case and save my money just in case he leaves me? What would you do? I thought about asking his brother's wife, but I'm not sure how I'd approach the situation with her, as I don't know her that well. Thanks, Deb. Wait a minute. Let me refresh okay, 4 years. You guys are in the 26 to 30 age group. Okay, so what you don't have to put any money into his house. You should approach your parents and see if you can get you some money together and buy you a house that will be yours. Okay, same situation he got. It won't be in a trust, but it could be like in you and your parents and your name jointly, so that if something happens to either person's, it automatically goes to the other person's without any kind of estate tax and all that kind of stuff, because you guys are already joint owners. So that would be one way to do it, and that would be what I would do if I were you. I would want to have a place of my own that I could go to. It doesn't sound like he's doing this really with animosity. He's doing it in a way what I tell people that they should do if they buy something before they get married. They should put their stuff in a trust. We can always assign a trust to his children or whatever. He can lead it, add them to the trust or whatever he wants to do. But he's protecting his assets, which is what he is supposed to do. That I don't have a problem with his approach. But what I want you to do is understand what time it is, and I want you to set up a similar situation for yourself. Talk it over with your parents. If you have any siblings, whatever, y'all go in together and buy a place. Even if you don't get a whole house, like a townhouse, a condo, something. You should have something that is yours. so that in the event that that shit over there falls apart, you have a place. You will not be homeless, and you won't have to go and shack up with your parents and let them see you all devastated and all that. You have your own place to go to. That's what I would suggest. That's what I would do. Well, she was covering her own stuff, She said they were going to get married. You must have missed that part, Travel One. She said they're going to get married, but he's telling her right now that the house is going to be in a trust. So, that's a move they've talked about making. But it's still, she should still buy her own place regardless of that. What she has for herself has no bearing on what he has. Let's move on to question number 9. This is from a young man in the 30 to 35 age group from Seattle, Washington. I was at my buddy's house a few weeks ago, and his wife's friend was there, who I've known for years, who I've known through them for years. I was talking to her for a little, nothing special. Anyway, after she leaves, one of my friends bring up to my buddy's wife, how about asking her about me possibly going out with her friends? So she basically says, without saying it, that I don't have enough money for her. Deb, I'm not rich, but I'm not poor either. And she said it in a way like she's better than me and that I shouldn't even think about asking her out, which I found kind of demeaning. You can prop your friend up without dragging me down. Kind of made me feel like shit. I just thought it was rude as hell. Should I say something to my buddy or his wife about what was said? No. What you gonna say to do that for? My thing is this, okay? You might have gotten your feelings because, you didn't want to hear that you don't have enough money to deal with this woman. But if that's the truth, why are you mad? She's one of those kind of women that only wants to be with a baller and a shot caller, not your average working Joe, right? And depending on her looks, she might be able to get away with it. Obviously, if just the way she's been living, she got something going on, so she got that choice. So basically, what she was basically trying to tell you is that you were overreaching, that you was going outside of the envelope under which you should stay. That's what they're saying. And dudes always want to try to, get somebody who's out their league because you guys like the way that she looks, or she brings you some kind of clout. She look good on your arm. She got a banging body, better than anybody else, and all this old stuff here. But you guys wouldn't get shot down like this if you stayed in your envelope. If you a 5, don't be reaching for an 8 or a 9. Okay, unless you got Jay-Z money, which elevates you up to an 8 or 9 as well. Okay? But you just, a little dude working at FedEx or something, them 8s and 9s is outside your reach. And she going with the ballers and, the big business people and rappers and stuff like that, people with money. That ain't you. So don't overreach and don't get mad when you get shot down for overreaching. You should have expected that. It don't matter if they real friends or not, because she's just told him that, it's not going to happen. She knows her friend. It's like, I know, it's not going to happen. So he want to go to the wife about, what was said and, like vent his feelings and stuff. Nobody gives a shit. I mean, I just tell you, if I tell you, okay, I'm just putting myself in this wife's position. This is her friend. She knows her friend better than anybody, than you or her husband. And if you asking the wife about her friend and the wife tells you don't have enough money for her, you're not supposed to get insulted about that. She's giving you the information that you need to back up, to tell you ain't her. That's a just no for you, sir. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. So, there's no reason for you to get all in your feelings about it. Just not in her league. So just accept it. And stop trying to date your buddy's friends, wife's friends anyway. That gets too fucking messy. All these fucking women in the world, why you want to be picking somebody from her friend group? That's just, no. Don't do that. No, because my husband used to have some really fine friends. I mean, they was like, damn. But they wasn't shit. All of them omegas, and they was like trash men. That they look good, but my friends, come to the house and stuff, and they looking, have some little soiree card parties and whatnot. We used to do barbecues and shit. And so they come, right? And so they would meet, his friends would be there. These garbage motherfuckers, I wouldn't introduce them to my dog. And so, but they look good, and they're college educated, MBAs, all kind of stuff going on, but they're trash. And so, so then they were like, oh, Deb, why don't you hook me up with your girl? Let me think about it. No. Well, why not? Nigga, I wouldn't hook you up with my worst enemy. Or maybe I would, but because that'd be a right punishment for her. But these are my friends. If you fuck them over, then I'll have to kill you. So we're not even gonna go down that road. Oh man, that's messed up. You told you trying to say about me. I said, I'm not trying to say nothing. I'm telling you, trash nigga. And you not gonna fuck over my friends, you trifling piece of shit. You don't do nothing right. All you do is cheat and hoe around. You think I don't know? You didn't know my husband be telling all kind of gossip about, yeah, let me tell you what's so and so. You know how husbands do that pillow talk? I knew all their business. I wouldn't tell them that I knew all their business, but I did. I knew how shitty they were. No way in this world that I would let them be messing up with my friend. So just tell them, no, nigga, you trash. There ain't nobody trying to be with you. And them motherfuckers in their 50s and 60s and shit and still single. And ain't nobody trying to be with them. Question number 10, female in the 21 to 26 age group from Ohio. Hey, Miss Deb, how do I tell my friend to stop calling me about her cheating husband? He refuses to work, and they've been married for almost 6 years. He cheated on 8 different occasions that I know of. And she's still with him? Wow. One of his flings followed them home and said to her face that her husband doesn't want her. This year, he has impregnated 2 other women. This can't be real. I rarely say that, but this is just going from bad to worse. And one expired in her car due to a drive-by shooting. His family helps him cheat and will not say a word if he brings different women around. She's currently raising 4 kids. None of them are hers, by the way. One is from his baby mama, and the other 3 are from 2 other women that he used to date. So 3 of them aren't either of their children. Also, he's taking care of some women the kids of some women that he used to date. That's unusual. What infuriates me the most is that she'll call me every time he cheats, but doesn't listen to a damn word I say. Then the following week, she'll go on Facebook and post pictures of them like she wasn't just crying about him a few days ago, making a post like best husband ever. I know she's lying. The last marriage she was in, her ex got 3 different women pregnant. I used to feel bad for her, but now I know the truth. She likes Dusties. She has this fetish for black hood guys and refuses to date her own race. This is getting even more interesting. She does not practice any discretion when dating men. She calls me often just to complain about the same crap, just a different day. I'm really considering ending the friendship altogether because I've never met somebody this idiotic. It hurts my brain. Please share your thoughts and the best way to go about this. I don't know. I mean, this doesn't even seem like it could be real to me. That's something like nobody could be this stupid and still be alive. I know people get in some crazy situation, but he done got 2 other women pregnant. Somebody died in the car and he got cheated 8 different women and she taking care of some kids that's not even hers and all this other stuff. Ooh, he found a good one. He found a good one with absolutely 0 self-esteem. So what you're going to have to do is, I don't know, does she know where you live? If she don't know where you live, then just conveniently change your number and drop out of sight. But I guess if she knows where you live, she might pop up at your house one day. But then that's when you just tell her, for my own sanity, I had to cut ties with you because the stuff that you were tolerating and letting happen in your life, I just couldn't listen to it anymore. It was making, what you say, it hurts my brain. That shit was funny. But this kind of thing, this would disturb me so much that somebody would be this desperate to be with the dude. He must be really putting it down. He must be putting it down so much that she is just like hitting all kind of ceilings, rooftops, moons, all kind of stuff. Her brain has left her body, and that must be it's been replaced with his dick. That's what happened. I don't even know what to say. She already told her everything that she needed to tell her. She said, she's just tired of listening. She doesn't listen to what she tells her to do when she asks for advice. And she's tired of telling her over and over and over that she's not going to listen. And she's not going to listen. And she knows she's not going to listen. So you just leave her to her own devices and just let her figure it out. I don't know. That's what I told one of my friends. She was just getting all into It's a bunch of crazy shit with this crazy ass nigga. And she wasn't never doing nothing different. So I just told her that that topic was off limits. We can't talk about that no more. And I'd like talking to her and stuff, but not about that because I just hated to see that she was treating herself so badly. And I think, it's the same. It wasn't nearly this like this. Hers was more money. But, the same kind of shit, just being disrespected and taken advantage of and used. And I don't want to see that, my friends putting themselves in that kind of situation. And so, when they want to do that, though, and they want to keep doing it, then there comes a point at which you just have to separate yourself from them for your own mental health. And so that's what I had to do. So, question number 11, male 25 to 30 from Calgary, Canada. Possible one of the most overasked questions by males, but I am genuinely interested if I should ask her out a second time after a first refusal. This is the story. Basically, she did not straight up said no after I asked her out in possibly the most moronic way. Hey, do you want to hang out? She replied that she was very busy that day, but eventually said yes, that we could grab a coffee or lunch together. But unfortunately, that very day she wrote that she can't meet me due to her schedule and maybe this week she could. All I said was, okie dokie, as you have free time, just message me. Obviously, she did not write me that week, but kept messaging me on random things. Even to this day, we have a very good relationship. But the thing is, once she referred to me as a friend, I was going through a tough time and she said, I'll be with you, friend. That's understandable that she does not see me as anything more than a friend, but I want to make clear of my intentions that I like her. Now I was thinking of asking her out for a drink, not on coffee or lunch, but straight up for drinks and speak with her. I am just interested if it's a good idea or not. I know first time she politely refused, and I most certainly don't want to seem like a creep, but is it worth? If she says no this time, well, I will be certain that we will just stay friends. Sorry for such a long ass letter, and for my English, it's not my first language. Okay. Calgary, Canada. Who knows what the nationality dude is? I'm gonna say this. She said yes, and then she dipped out. Don't ask her out again, and I'm gonna tell you why. When a woman the situation, because stuff does happen. I've had to cancel on people, but the difference is if you really do want to go out with this person, you don't be vague about, well, just call me, then hit me up and just, instead you say, but on Saturday, I'm free after 5, or on Sunday, I'm free afternoon. Does either of those times work for you? We could just switch it to one of those days. That's how a woman does when she really does want to go out with you. If she just leaves you hanging like that, she doesn't really want to go. She just politely declined. Okay. So don't ask her out anymore and don't embarrass yourself. Start liking someone else. And then, stop replying to her posts, her comments and her texts and stuff because she's doing that, that pity stuff. And what I would do is fuck with her though. And I would, say, oh, hi, friend. Sorry, I can't talk to you right now. I am on my way out to a date. Bitch. I hate them women that do that shit, that kind of let you down easy bullshit. Be a fucking man. Be a fucking woman about your shit. Don't be playing people like that. Like, well, I'm just going to throw you a bone and send you some goddamn text. I don't want your fucking text. You can keep that shit. You know what I mean? Oh, like that would piss. If some dude did that to me, I would cuss his ass out. Oh, yeah, she don't want him. I mean, she might, like him as a person, which is why she's still texting and whatever. But knowing that he likes her as more than, just a platonic friend, she knows that, and she's just playing with him at this point. So for you, sir, just cut that loose. Question number 12, female, 225, Atlanta. Ugh. Let me have a swig of water. I wish it was vodka in here. I actually have some vodka. Because when Ken came over, he left the rest of his bottle. He left the rest of it. Plus, I have some Remy they gave me from the party I went to on Sunday. They didn't want it. Because they were, you the only one that was drinking. I'm like, really? And they're like, here, just take it with you. I'm like, what? A whole bottle? Because I had, maybe that much. I think I had like 2 or 3 little, sips. Shit. So I got a 3/4 full bottle of Remy in there too. I'm like, a sister done come up. Yeah, they didn't want it. I'm like, what? This is amazing. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. She's 21 or 25 from Atlanta. What do you think about this first date? Let it go or follow up? I'll be 23 in November and I decided to get back into dating. I graduated college a year ago and have been working full time. I enjoy where I'm currently at, even though navigating all of these things as an adult can be hard. I'm on dating apps again just because, trying not to set expectations. This weekend, I ended up meeting up with a 28-year-old dude where we've been chatting a bit. Things went well, except I paid for myself off the bat. We got coffee and we got 2 drinks each, but he didn't offer to pay. In my opinion, if you're dating 50-50 makes sense, but for a first date, I like to assume the guy will at least offer. Despite this, we had great conversation for about 2 hours, and he was shy at first, but I made him laugh. We have similar views, etc. When we parted, he said that we could do this again sometime. We hugged goodbye. Later that day, I didn't get a text, so I decided to text him that that night, reiterating that I had fun and was happy to meet him and to let him know when he's available next. He said, why, definitely, I had a good time too. I'm confused because he didn't give me anything to work with for setting up a second date. He doesn't seem like a big texter. I hate when people meeting people that aren't straightforward because now I'm like, great, this again? Well, okay, first of all, you need to spend some time on the channel. You don't never help a man. This is the number one mistake that you ladies make. He didn't text you. That means he wasn't thinking about you. Okay, that was the first clue. You come off of a date where you claim you had a good time and the man doesn't reach out, then fuck that motherfucker. You should have never, ever reached out to him. Your finger should have fell off before you did that. I wish I would text the man. That motherfucker would turn into a skeleton and drop and blow away waiting for me to text him after date. And that's how you young ladies, you just be acting too desperate, chasing some motherfucker. First of all, he didn't even want to pay for you a goddamn cup of coffee and a drink. And you going to be texting him talking about I had a good time and let's do it again? No, we're not going to do that again. I don't want to go out with you, you cheap bastard. I'm not trying to do that. Yes, indeed. Honey, put that on your mirror and in your bathroom or in your makeup case, in on your phone at the top, whatever. Y'all need to remember that. Do not chase men. Do not chase men. Do not chase them. That means you don't text them after a date. You don't call them after a date. When you on the date, you don't tell them, oh, this is such a great time, let's do this again. That's supposed to come from him. But like I said, any man, well, if I have to pay half, I'm not seeing you again. I don't give a fuck. You could have been the most exciting thing on the planet. I'm still not going to go out with you again because you don't date right. It doesn't please me to do that. And if I'm going to go out with you again, you need to be pleasing me. And if you're not doing that, then fuck you. Yeah, cheap ass fucker. You don't even want to pay for a goddamn cup of coffee. You know, he would have. I'm glad. I mean, I'm surprised you even stayed. I would have left. You know, after he didn't pay for my coffee, we're not going to have no drinks too. Because if I'm going to be drinking too, I got 2 bottles of liquor in my house that I got for free. I can come home and be toe up. I don't need to be at some bar looking at you and paying money that I don't want to spend to be in the company of a fucker that I don't want to look at. Girlfriend, you don't be thinking about this right. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all don't be thinking about, I keep telling you, your time. Once it's spent, it's wasted. You can't get it back. It's gone forever. You don't waste your time with dusty bums. Okay, they act stupid. You saw he was cheap and stupid when you had to pay for your own coffee. But I like coffee. So, I would have drank my coffee and then been like, boop, I'm out. Well, let's have a drink. Nope, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I don't want to drink with you. Thank you, Ryan. See, that's what, I appreciate that because, on these shows, because of my language, we don't be getting the ads are few and far between, like the big, brave advertisers that don't mind me, the salty language, but kind of few and far between. So I depend on those kind of things to help fund the channel. So I appreciate those. But man, I'm telling you, little girl, you better get your shit together. This is not good. Okay? It's not. This kind of dating technique that you're doing here, you're not going to get anywhere with men like this. And I tell you, quality men don't like women who chase them. They don't like it. Thanks, blessed. We be trying. This is sad. Okay, don't do this anymore. Question number 13, male, 25 to 29 from Kansas City, Kansas. I wanted to ask you, how can one better hold attention and interest in louder or group environments? Okay, is being the quote jokester a necessity? I'm asking this mostly in a dating or meeting women context. I'm talking about an overall trend I've noticed often enough that I wonder if in the aggregate there's something wrong with me. Well, first of all, you use like a whole bunch of big words to say stuff that could be just said very simply. Okay, but let's move on. Basically, it seems when out at a bar in a group setting, there'll be the men that are an attention black hole. By this, I mean relentlessly making jokes, or the type of guy high-fiving half the bar, but mostly they are just loud. This situation can happen if I'm meeting women at a bar, if I've been on a few dates and I'm meeting her friends, or even just socially with my own friends. The men basically become like a TV show and everyone gets to watch them. Interestingly, this also happens at any networking that I go to, that I try to avoid those. Whether work organized or whether a friend invites me to one of theirs, I kind of marvel at these men because as a practical matter, that seems exhausting. But as far as how it affects me, the thing is I'm not a stand-up comedian funny and find that having to shout over music or other people, or if I had to put on an act to be the entertainer, it wouldn't be authentic. Does that make a man a loser in fun social situations out the gate? Thankfully, I still enjoy bars on their own merit as I like interesting cocktails and listening to good music. So I often just ease into the moment. Thing is, I found that a brunch of say 6 to 8 people at a cookout on double dates, I'm able to chat and relate to women fine. But those are usually pretty pre-planned events. Deb, I'm not antisocial. In fact, most of my social circle met through me, and I often organize social outings, something I've been complimented on, bringing people together. The social mix is a mix of women, singles and couples, in the age between 28 to 40, if that matters. Oh, that's it? So what's the question here? Oh, do you have to be a loud, attention-seeking jerk? No, not at all. You're just finding there are people like that who are just like attention whores. And people look at them, but sometimes, stop. You're looking at the fact that people are looking at them, but don't do that. Look at the people's expression when they're looking at him. Because if you really look at their expression, you'll see that they're like, why does this motherfucker shut up? That's what they're looking at. Why is this motherfucker still talking? Why is he just like overrunning everybody's conversation and acting like he's just like the court jester out here just putting on a performance? We people want to try to talk to each other, get to know each other without him, trying to upstage everybody. That's what they're going to have on their face. See, you're not paying attention to that part. You're only going by the fact that they're paying attention to them. But a lot of times people will be looking at someone and they're looking at them like, God damn, you're stupid. Or, fuck, when are you ever going to shut up? That's the kind of expression they have on their face. So don't worry about what those types do. They tend to be very shallow individuals. Now, you say how you do well when, you're in a one-on-one situation or a small group setting. Those kind of guys don't do well in these kind of settings. And if you're in a relationship with a woman, you need to be the kind of guy that you are, because she needs to be able to talk to you. She needs to be able to have intimate conversation with you. She needs to be able to know what you think, what you feel, for you to be able to communicate to her in a way that shuts everybody else out and makes her feel like she's the only person in your world. You seem like you can do that. Those kind of dudes can't. They have to have a large audience because they're clowns. Okay. So it's good that you noticed that. And I'm glad that you wrote to me so I could explain it to you. Thanks, love. Oh, you're speaking your language. Poor dude. Don't worry about that. Just to ease your mind. Like I said, the next time you're in a group and you see that happening, take a moment to look closely at everyone's expression. Watch how people are kind of looking around like this. Are they rolling their eyes? Or they're looking off in the distance with this leg? When is he going to shut up kind of expression? And you'll see what I'm talking about. People aren't going to say anything because they try to be polite. They're not like me. It's like, God damn, you talk too much. Why don't you shut up sometimes? Stuff like that. Other people talk. I say stuff like that to people. And then they'd be sitting there sputtering because it's like I say the stuff that everybody's thinking, but nobody wants to say it but me. You know what I mean? Right? DP, that would be like you see people and they be like, be doing all the stuff here, or they be doing like this, or they're doing like this. They looking, they drinking, and they looking around. They're doing stuff that shows that they want this person to shut up, but they're just too polite to say it. That's all. Let's just go on to question number 14. This is a female in the 21 to 26 age group from North Carolina. I started my fitness journey December 2020 at 237 pounds and borderline diabetic. Ooh. And you only in the 21 to 26 age group? Girl, no. I'm 5'5" and heavy set. At month 10, I'm currently 225. Oh, okay, you did good. And it's been a struggle of ups and downs and gaining and losing weight. Okay, wait a minute. 10 months. So that's 10. That's like, what? 40 weeks. Let's just say that's 40 weeks. And you're down to 1. So you only lost 12 pounds? Okay. So far, I feel more confident than I ever have. My sister is a fitness coach and has taught classes at the local gym. She has helped a handful of people reach their goals. I've been working out at her house 2 to 3 times a week and started meal replacement shakes for 2 meals. I fell off the routine for a month. I've been incorporating vegetarian meals, greens, and fruits into my diet. My family is bringing me down. My mom brags about her weight loss. My father has talked about my weight problems with other people. I also have people telling me I'm fine the way I am. I can't wrap my head around their thinking. They tell me to eat less and that I'm chubby. When I started to change my diet to include vegetarian options, my mother told me to stop eating it because it's full of soy. At times, they can be funny about the meals or substitutions. Keto bread I prepare for myself. I made cauliflower rice with carrots, cucumber, and bell pepper, and they acted grossed out when I ate it. My parents get upset that all the leftovers get wasted. Imagine every Sunday having a buffet-style breakfast and lunch with enough food to last a week and being expected to eat it every day. Meal times are important to my family, and that's when we get together, spend time together with my siblings, all adults, and they bring their spouses and kids to eat as well. My mom has discouraged me from joining a gym because my sister is a fitness coach. I don't like going to her house anymore just because I go there all the time. I feel she doesn't understand me. She's never been over 200 pounds. I get compared to my sister a lot or told to do what she's doing. What works for her might not work for me. She has a time where she has different diets and then goes back to her regular diet to keep the weight off. I consider trying diet pills now or surgery in the future. Clothes shopping is an emotional experience for me. I buy my clothes a size up to avoid crying in the dressing room. I buy my own clothes, but my mom will gift me clothes that make me look matronly. Yeah, because you're 21 to 26. That's young. Okay. She will buy me modest clothing, and we tend to wear long sleeve shirts under a thin strap dress to cover up. At times, we accidentally end up twinning. I'm not comfortable unless I'm wearing leggings and cardigans with every dress to hide my weight. I want to start showing off my figure when I start losing more weight. I just wanted to ask if you have any weight loss tips for me. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Exercise is good. Exercise is good, especially for people who are borderline diabetic. You need to exercise. Okay, but the problem with weight and with the diabetic, being borderline diabetic, is what you're eating. Now, I'm going to tell you something, too. When you go to these hospitals and stuff, they give you this diet, the American Diabetes Association diet, which, has, so they try to get you to balance your carbs and your proteins and your fats and all this old stuff here. That shit don't work. I worked as a trainer for 15 years and, like part-time because I was doing other stuff. And then for a while, full-time. And that everybody who was on that diet, their blood sugar was out of control and they never lost any weight. You know what helps people lose weight? Cutting out stuff like sugar, which I'm doing right now, anything that has sugar in it, and that means stuff that's going to turn into sugar in your body. White potatoes, even yams for a time being, rice, beans, corn, grits, sliced bread, cornbread, mashed potatoes, gravy, all that kind of stuff, the Southern staples. You got to cut all that shit out. Cut it out. And, these meal replacements, I mean, those are good for a snack sometimes. Like I say, you come in really late at night and you're hungry, but it's too late to eat something and go to sleep. Then you can have a shake because you wanted something in your stomach before you go to bed. I don't know about you. I wake up if I'm hungry. Like at 3 o'clock in the morning with my stomach growling. That's just very uncomfortable. Um, your mother, you don't really have to join a gym either. Walk. Make sure you invest in some good walking shoes. That's what you need. Get that cardio in. If you want to do that at a gym, I guess you can. But a good walk for about 2 miles every day will get the weight off of you in no time. But what's going to really work for you is what you put in your mouth. Okay. One thing that really works is something called the keto. Right. I was just going to say that. The keto diet. Look it up. There's there's two versions. There's the clean keto, and then there's what they call the dirty keto. I think for starters, you probably just go dirty keto way where you can eat stuff like sausages and, a few packaged foods and stuff for convenience because you have so much weight to lose. And then as you get closer to goal, you can clean your diet up even further and go what's called clean keto, which is you basically going to be cooking all your food yourself or, eating salads and stuff like that. But start with what's called dirty keto and then work your way up to the other stuff. But you will notice that you will start dropping weight really, really quickly. And that is going to motivate you to stay with it. But it's going to be hard with the family that you have. They're going to be trying to, force you to eat other stuff. Do not eat those prepared, packaged, super processed, vegetarian protein replacements. Just eat meat. Eat some, you don't need a lot. You don't need more than 4 to 6 ounces of meat at any one time. And you only need it like twice a day, if that. So, make sure that you have, anytime that you eat, like for breakfast, you're going to have like, I don't know, some scrambled eggs or something. But anyway, you can read up on keto and it will tell you everything that you need to know. Write me if you have some more questions. And, as far as like an exercise program that you can do at home, I can send you one. I have a couple that I've been sending people that's been writing me and I can send you that. Yep. Yep. She's already, doing the vegetable things, but, I don't know sugar. No sugar. I'm not eating no sugar. Like I said, I did cheat. I started on September 6th, and then my friend had her birthday on Sunday, and I ate a piece of chocolate cake. I don't even know why I ate it because I don't even like chocolate, but it just looked so good. So I had a couple of forks full, and then I washed it down with some Remy. So, I was just doing the most. I was just doing the absolute most. And so, but then I got back on it. But yeah, just reach out to me, by email or something after you look it up if you have any questions. But that's what you're going to do, young lady. You're going to go keto and you're going to avoid all that other stuff and you will drop so much weight you will not even recognize yourself in 3 months. Because this is 10 months and you only lost 12 pounds. That's no. You should be able to lose 12 pounds in a month. All right, let's move on to question number 15, male, 25 to 30 from Monterey, California. I want to tell you first that I posted this on Reddit before I remembered about What the Fuck Tuesday. So I'm sending it to you for a response. I remember you saying before that your dad warned you about guys who would sabotage your birth control, and I thought you would know how to handle this. Oh, I'm 26 and my girlfriend is 30. We've dated for about 4.5 years. She is great and I love her, and this relationship with her has been great after my previous abusive ex. But last week, my friend was over and we decided to make his son a cool hover car of sorts with propulsion. We completed 90% of the car throughout the week. Today, when his son was over, he said he would like it if we could stand stationary in the pool when powered off. So me and my friend thought to use an inflatable tube for this. Well, we did not have a tube, so I decided to just use some condoms since balloons burst easily and fill them up with helium and put them in a netted bag. This was our game plan. Wow, you're kind of ingenious, little MacGyver dude. I grabbed a few condoms, started filling them with helium, but this wasn't working. So I filled it with water and there was a leak. Both me and my friend laughed out that me and my girlfriend missed a huge one. I grabbed the next condom and it also had a leak. I tried this with the 10 condoms that I had and they all were broken. Mind you, this was a pack of 12 and I had used 2 with my girlfriend. Isn't this interesting how shit comes to light? At this point, I'm going crazy and my girlfriend doesn't know about this. Either she deliberately punctured those condoms, yep, or I'm just an unlucky dude who got a defective batch. You believe that? I have a bridge I'd like to sell you. My friend said the latter is very unlikely and I should ask her to come over from her mom's and take a pregnancy test. I'm freaking out right now. I can't seem to wrap my head around what just happened. We both have previously discussed that we don't want children, and next month I'll be getting a vasectomy anyway. But Deb, I have this gut feeling that she might have changed her mind about never having a child and did this behind my back. But I don't know for sure, and I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. How likely is it that a whole batch is defective? Not likely at all. They have extremely high quality controls in those facilities, and they batch test so much during the manufacturing process that if there was like anything like that where there was a series, like a whole package or something, they would have found it. That would never happen. That would never happen. Okay. Any advice on how to go about this situation? I don't want to make her feel like I'm accusing her, but I also want the honest truth. Help. You already know the truth. She sabotaged the condoms because you're getting a vasectomy and she want to have a accidental pregnancy at 30 because she changed her mind. So what you have to do, sir, and I know this is going to be hard because you've been with this woman for 4.5 years, but this is a dirty bitch. I'm sorry. You don't do something like that to somebody. That you don't try to force your desires on someone else when they said clearly that that's not what they want for their life. She's basically just going to insist that you're going to be somebody's daddy, whether you want to or not, even to the point where she sabotages your birth control. Yeah, it's very evil. It's just this evil. That's just messed up. So if I were a dude and I found out that this happened, she would die waiting to get some more of my dick. Wouldn't happen. I wouldn't give a fuck who I fucked. It would not be her. And our relationship, I mean, I know this is hard for you to think, but for me, the relationship would be over. Because you don't care about what I want. When it comes up against what you want, you just gonna force the issue. To the point where it's not like it was an accident that happened and y'all decided to keep it. She's intentionally setting you up. See, that's done with malice and forethought. So now I'd be through with her. Yeah, my dad, you're right. I talked about that on a couple of different shows over the years, and I guess he happened to be listening to one of them. But yeah, my dad used to talk about that. The dudes will see that, you come from a family of means and you got something and you smart and you cute and all that stuff, and they decide they want to fuck you over, clip your wings by getting you pregnant. And they think, that you're going to have it. Please. I wouldn't have to care if I threw myself down. It's like somebody said the other day, down every flight of stairs I encountered until that shit popped out. But there was no way in this world I'll be having your raggedy ass shit baby. Question number 16. This is a male, 30 to 35 from Evanston, Illinois. I met a really great woman, a single mother, on a dating app. It's only been a month, but we spent nearly every day together since meeting. We really clicked and everything has just felt perfectly natural. Awesome, right? Well, that does sound special and unique. Well, she has a young kid too and was in a previous relationship, engaged but never married. I do not have kids, but I'm divorced. She's living in a nice place now, but her lease is up soon and she's actively looking for another. I've offered to assist since it's stressful. Right now, I'm in an interesting situation with my living situation as well. I'm not originally from this area and been here for work. I'll be here long term, but I'm living in a smaller place at the moment with my little dog. Finding month-to-month places isn't exactly easy here. Fast forward, we've had a bunch of amazing dates, spent time at home, and rather quickly I met her little one pretty fast. Amazing kid, we get along great, but again, I don't have kids. However, I do have a bunch of nieces and nephews of all ages. Well, last week she offered me to move into the new place given the situation. So wait a minute. So you met this woman on a dating app a month ago. She has a 2-year-old kid. Y'all done spent a lot of time together for this month, and she's already asking you to move in with her. Okay. She says she could see it as a win-win. In fact, she didn't even ask me to pay anything towards the place. She just said it would be easier than driving an hour to see each other, and work is closer for me. She has her own income just like I do. She seems really well put together. She's considerate and doesn't send any major red flags with 1 or 2 exceptions that I'm heavily debating. First being, she asked me if I could watch her kid this week on a weekday so she could meet an old coworker for dinner. Okay, so Okay, so you met this woman on a I have to keep saying this to remind myself. You met this woman on a dating app a month ago, and she's already wanting you to babysit her 2-year-old kid by yourself while she goes out. Wow. He didn't say he was doing it. He said she asked him to. She asked him to. That doesn't mean he's doing it, okay? Because he said he's debating about this. Oh, okay, here it is in the next line. So I'm busy that night, and I don't think I'm ready to be alone with her kid just yet anyway. It's all moving fast, which I'm actually okay with outside of the fact that I'm worried her intentions for asking me to move in would be more of a live-in babysitter situation and not a lover situation. Let me be clear. She has been extremely sweet, loving, and sends all the signs that she's into me attraction-wise and being concerned about my feelings too. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I have a hard time trusting people's intentions. I inquired who she would be meeting and was told it was an old coworker. I asked where, and she told me, and it's a nice bar/place to eat. Part of me totally understands that she might want a night out. Being a single mom is probably hard. However, it's a weekday, and it makes me question priorities too. Would this be a normal thing? I'm completely conflicted and see two sides. I plan on talking to her about it, but don't think she knows how bad this is bothering me. Had she asked me to watch her kid while she went to the store or the gym or something, I probably would have considered it. But this seems and feels different. Can you or any of the squad offer any insight or advice? Thanks in advance, ladies. I would not move in with her. It's too soon, sir. You don't even know this woman. Okay, and her trying to push her kid off on you when she barely knows you and met you off like an app or the internet or whatever, that's very dangerous for the little child. And that's what I would tell her. It's like, I'm not that kind of dude, but what if I were? You barely know me. Any kind of predator that wanted to, mess around with your kid, you just providing him golden opportunities by running off and going out and getting drunk and stuff and leaving your little defenseless 2-year-old with some relative stranger. Well, we don't know what she's doing. All we know is that she's going out. So y'all ain't psychic. You don't know what she's doing. Stop it. The bottom line, though, is, she wants to go out somewhere and leave you with the kid. And luckily you're busy that night. So, she's going to have to make do or not go or whatever she's going to do. But I'm with you. I would be wondering, would this be a normal thing where she want to rip and run the streets and you living there, and so she would be trying to, dump this kid on you. Hell to the no. I offered, make it seem like you like this step-in father or something. Anyway, slow down here, sir. Stop spending so much time with this woman and get yourself your own place, okay, for you and your little dog. Question number 17, female, 60 to 65 from Silver Spring, Maryland. I started seeing someone I've known through another someone I used to know. After going out to a restaurant, I got word from some folks that he has had a troubled past with money and relationships, taking money from his prior spouses. I also heard from a friend who was out with him and some other folks that he was bragging about his sexual conquest and talking about a woman's tatas in the same room at the restaurant. He said, what? Okay, so the lady was in the room and he talking about her chest? Oh, my God. He said the guy was acting like a jerk who was 16 instead of the 69-year-old man that he is. 69 years old and acting like that. I don't think he's broke, but also I don't believe he's totally financially secure and he still works. It's somewhat embarrassing to be seeing someone of two different people with two different people tell me not to run, not walk from him. Wow. I wasn't sure what to do, but thought maybe I should try to reach my own conclusions. Then I reconnected with someone I saw on one date a few years ago. He is a solid citizen, was divorced a few years ago, but is on good terms with his ex, unlike the guy I'm seeing who vilifies his 2 ex-wives and one of his sons. Also, this new guy had an established legal career. I'm a retired attorney too. Is my age and just seems to be a good guy. I don't want to lead anyone on, but I'm tired of guys who have too much baggage. I have my life together. I'm a widow and financially secure. I'm 64 already and no time to waste or be disappointed. I do like the original guy, but should I cut my losses now and focus on the new guy? The new guy lives 50 miles away and the current guy is down the street, so that's a factor. If you got two people who care about you and they're telling you about this guy's history, and you can see that he's got anger issues and, hate issues, and he likes to place all the blame on other people, and he has financial dramas, and he has, like some opportunistic patterns where he takes money from women, then I'm not seeing why this is even a question. They warned you. They did that for a reason. And you talking about make my own conclusion. That's not what you do at 64. At 64, you have friends that you have known for years and years, and they care about you. You listen to your friends. So see, I mean, not to say that anything's really going to jump off with the other dude either, but one thing you do know for sure is that you don't want that first guy. So just tell me you met somebody else. Yeah, they are. Keith, Silver Spring. Okay, question number 18, female, 45 to 50 from Nacogdoches, Texas. When my daughter was in her senior year of high school, she applied and was accepted to UNLV in Las Vegas. When she graduated high school, she moved to Las Vegas permanently. She graduated with a BA in chemistry and worked her way to a PhD. Wow, she's smart. I couldn't be more proud of her accomplishments, but during her sophomore year in college, she came out to me as lesbian. I don't tolerate homosexuality. Oh, boy. I haven't had a real conversation with her ever since she told me. She married her wife in the fall of 2018, and they've adopted a little boy and named him Sheldon. I didn't attend her wedding, and I haven't met her wife or my grandson, but I'm realizing now that I've missed so many milestones in her life. She's my only child, and I want to meet Sheldon and attempt to reconnect with her. My husband has been visiting her and her family regularly, and I don't want to ruin his very close relationship with her. I feel so stupid, and I want to fix things. How should I approach this? Is the damage already done? Well, yeah, but it's your daughter. She'll forgive you. So what I suggest that you do, write her a letter. Write her a letter and think about what you're going to write. And I don't want you to make sure you reread it before you send it to maybe do some drafts. You got to make sure that you focus on your love for her and how, sorry that you were so judgmental and, that you were caught off guard and you relied on your old teachings, but you realized that, that's the old timey thinking and you don't want to be like that. You want to open your mind and broaden your horizons. And, over the last couple of years, you've done that with some deep introspective work, and that you would really, really love the opportunity to apologize to her personally, face to face, to apologize to her wife, to apologize to Sheldon, to apologize to your husband for the mess that you've made of things. You beg her for forgiveness and please just give me another chance. I'll do whatever you tell me to do, whatever way makes you comfortable is the approach that I'll take. You basically is about to eat crow. And you are going to focus on her. Well, a lot of what you said here, you focusing on yourself. Well, I missed all these things. I missed them. Don't you say that to her. Don't you say that. You leave that out. You focus on how, you felt like, you're sad that you weren't there for her the way that she needed you to be. That's how you're gonna say it. Leave yourself out of it, because the way this is written right here, you just focusing on what you missed out and all this stuff. And she's my only child, and I want to meet Sheldon, and so you looking at the benefits to you. You got to turn that shit around and realize how badly you hurt your daughter, and then that's what you focus on, those hurts that you stuck her with. Okay. And your husband, yeah, definitely humble. Yeah, they are. I mean, sometimes it's like we have a bunch of crazy letters, but tonight it's like these are some deep subjects. People have some severe drama. But you know what? What that says though? What this says though is that as the reputation for this show spreads, people feel more comfortable asking for real help with real problems. A lot of the stuff people write about is just silly stuff, but these are these are real, like, life-changing decisions and issues that these people have to deal with. And the fact that they come and ask me is a great honor. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how I think about it. Like, someone is putting their pain in your hands to help them resolve it. There's a lot of trust there, and there's a lot of respect. And so I'm trying my best to, given the time constraints of this show, to give them a thorough answer that will put them on the right path. So, everyone, thank you guys for bringing that to my attention, pointing that out. But that's exactly how I feel. It's like people, they watch the show, right? And some of them admit, right, they watched for years before they actually get up the courage to write. And then when they write, it's like some shit that makes you just want to sit down. But then they think they've been dealing with that for all this time, holding it in, and then they finally trust you enough that what you're going to say to them, that you're going to be real with them. And they trust you enough to write and be that vulnerable. So to me, that's showing a lot of trust in me, a lot of belief in what we do here. Because you guys help too. It's you guys are part of the show. A lot of times, I look over there, somebody say, oh yeah, but what about this? And I live in that area, they could call these people right here. So, I mean, it's kind of a joint effort. And there's like the core team here of people that have been, they barely miss a show. So you guys are very much a part of, the solutions that we provide to these people. Notice how many of them say, well, I'm on, you and the squad. They're including you too, right? Like right out the gate. So they're not just about me, but I feel like I'm, kind of the ringleader or whatever. But, you guys are just as much a part of this as me. Yeah, the audience is wonderful. We are very supportive, very encouraging. They're very nice even to each other and to new people who come in. We don't have all that clowning behavior here. We don't do that here. And when somebody tries that stuff, they get checked real quick by everybody else. So they don't last here too long. So let's move on. Question number 19. This is a male, 30 to 35 from Belvedere, California. Oh, the snooty area. I'm 30 and 2 years into a relationship with a 25-year-old. I really appreciate your advice. When I first met her, I remember feeling that she was very special, and this remains the case. She's loving, kind, funny, down to earth, loyal, intelligent, from similar backgrounds, great family. Essentially everything you could ever wish for in a long-term partner. We can talk all night and have fun all the time. I feel like I trust her with my life and that she'll be a fantastic mother in the future. Okay, I'm waiting for the rest because usually when people write and they start off a letter like this, they don't need to write to an advice columnist, except maybe like, how do I propose? You have any idea? Something like that. I'm getting nervous. At the start of the relationship, I recognized that she was not necessarily, oh, here we go. She was not necessarily the best looking girl I had been with, but clearly felt enough attraction to continue, as I felt this may grow with time. I don't remember huge sparks or much of a honeymoon period as a result. And about 6 months into our relationship, I noticed it becoming a real issue. Now, unfortunately, I feel I have over time developed something of an obsession with my partner's physical flaws, and I'm very focused on them. In particular, I'm finding it difficult to find her attractive due to her large facial features. Ooh. Keith, shut up, Keith. Keith over there laughing. You gonna have large facial features when I get finished boxing you. You're gonna have a big, large Jimmy Durante nose. This is terrible, dude. This is okay. Let me finish reading. This is awful. Okay. In particular, I'm finding, her large facial features and at times can feel somewhat repulsed by the idea of being intimate. Wow. I often feel angry and depressed when I see other women I find truly attractive and sometimes long for the desire and passion I have felt for the other women in the past. My partner's aware that I'm having issues with commitment, but I obviously do not feel I can reveal my true reasoning behind this. I lack the courage to leave the relationship as I feel she is such an incredible person. And by spending more time with her over the last 2 years, I see this more and more. I certainly love her, but do not think I am in love with her. I worry that by leaving her for such superficial reasons, I will come to regret my decision when I perhaps inevitably end up in a relationship with someone I find more attractive, but do not have the same connection with. I think because of my age, seeing lots of people settling down, having children, and getting married is making me feel even more spooked about what seems like a crucial fork in the road. I know you are wondering, why is this stupid white boy from Marin County bothering me? You're right. I can't believe he wrote that. But you are the only one I trust to tell me the truth and help me figure this out. I can't talk about this with my friends or family for obvious reasons. I feel like this question mark about committing to the relationship or leaving has become a dominant thought pattern in my life, and I am paralyzed by indecision regarding it. As you say, tripping hard? Do you think this relationship can be salvaged and the issues worked through? And how do you think this could be achieved? No, you know how this could be worked through. You need you need therapy. You need some couch time. And I'm not being facetious. I'm serious. You are having a severe case of commitment phobia. And you know, the one thing I can tell you to slow you down, your fear is gaining steam like a snowball rolling down a hill. It's getting bigger and bigger because you just keep focusing on what's wrong instead of what's right. And I'm going to tell you something. You're right. I did wonder why is this stupid. Because I already knew from Belvedere. I already knew you was white eyed. You didn't even have to tell me that part. But this situation here happens a lot when guys are afraid of commitment. And you are at that age now where you need to pick a woman for a partner instead of with your dick. And yet you're wrestling with yourself because you still want to pick a woman with your dick like you 21 when your ass is in your 30s and need to be finding yourself a wife and settling down like you have some goddamn sense. See, that's what you're wrestling with right now. Oh, do I continue where I was, picking hot girls that are stupid and I can't really talk to them, but they're hot. They're hot. You see how immature that sounds? And any woman can clean up well, and be beautiful. So I'm not really sure what it is. That's why I said you need some couch time to get to the deeper issue here that's making you suddenly get fearful and want to run from the relationship. But I'm going to tell you this, it's not fair for you to try to hang on to her while you wrestle with all these feelings of insecurity and doubt that you have. So I'm going to say this, you give yourself like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. But I want you to call up and you start seeing a therapist as soon as you can get an appointment. And they usually want to see you once a week. Oh, no, say I need the accelerated program. I need to be in here twice a week. I need to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. What is my problem? And why, when I have a woman who's perfect for me, I still want to pick her apart and talk about stupid stuff like her facial features as a reason for me not to commit to her. What the fuck is my real problem, doctor? Okay, you can quote me. Because you being hella dumb. Oh, that's good to know, Javisha, because you never really told me how you found your way over here. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, just suddenly you were here. And then I was like, oh, because your name is very unusual. So, it's not like I forgot you. But that's good to know. Shut up, Onyx. But, obviously his PP is happy, but he's just creating drama. He's creating drama for himself. Wow. But this line, I know you're wondering, why is the stupid white boy from Marin County bothering me? That's some amazing shit right there. I don't know what he is, but whatever he is, the only thing we do know is he's horribly confused. Let's move on to question number 20 as we start winding down. We got 26 questions to go, so we're not nowhere near finished. She's 50 to 55 from Gatley, Greater Manchester, England. I grew up with dementia. My demented grandmother, lived with us for years when I was in grade school. Even as a young child, I saw how torn and exhausted my mom was. Because trying to look after my mad granny and her tendency to wander the street in a state of undress or to set light to things. Oh, so she about to burn up shit. In retrospect, I can see that me and my siblings were left pretty much to bring ourselves up while my mom tried to look after my grandmother. It made me independent, so I'm not mad about it. So my partner and I met in our 40s and been together for 21 years. It became clear after the first couple of years that his parents were declining into dementia. Our lives became dominated by the need to keep an eye on them and sort their issues out. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. His dad died first and he wanted his mom to live with us. I said no. She was doubly incontinent and I knew I'd be expected to do all the intimate care and domestic work. Instead, I supported him to support her, and the family finally agreed that they have to pay for a care home. I know you're not supposed to say it, but it was a huge relief when she died. I think we both felt we got our lives back and we had a few really good years. So then he early retired. Then COVID came along. He's been having trouble with it. He began to struggle with Zoom and FaceTime. He couldn't remember names and sometimes he didn't recognize people. This year has been noticeable because he tells the same stories again and again, and people are beginning to let him know that they've heard it before. Several people have asked me whether he's seen a doctor for a test. No one's mentioned dementia, but that's what we're all thinking. He can't remember our dog's name and calls it the name of a dog he had before him. He gets confused and shouty over things he's taken in stride all of his life. I really don't want to lose another decade of my life to dementia. I want the last bit of independence before I get too old to enjoy spending days exploring foreign cities or walking long distance, exploring Europe, all the things we plan to do together, but are now out of the question. None of his siblings want to be involved looking after their parents. I can't see much help coming from them. My partner has an adult son who's been in the U.S. for the last few years and isn't the type to help anyway. I'm beginning to feel increasingly certain that I want to get out. I have a full-time work and enough money, a pension coming in, so it'll be possible for me to live comfortably. But what kind of person walks out on someone when they need their support? Am I in utter shit to even be thinking about it? You should know it's been a loving relation, but he would always, whenever the topic of marriage came up, said that he didn't want to marry again because he didn't want to feel tied down. That suited me. I've been totally independent all my life, and I didn't want to be tied down either. We agreed that we'd marry if and when one of the other was gravely or terminally ill, maybe to protect financial interests. But neither of us really wanted to do the till death do us part thing. I suppose in theory this gives me a get out clause, but I'm not sure I want to hear people call me selfish. Tell them people if they think it's so selfish that they can go over there and take care of his demented ass. I'm going to be like this. I don't do crazy. I don't do depressed. I don't do addicts. And I don't do demented. Okay? Now, he's got this in his family lineage. Well, you do too, evidently. So, but he didn't want to get married. You've been with him for 21 years, but he didn't want to marry you. So that's your out right there. You're not obligated to do nothing. You're nothing but the girlfriend. Okay? You haven't made no vows to stay with him and commit to him and take care of his ass when in sickness and in health. You didn't do that because you're not married. So this is what you do. You say, call up his kids and you say, me and your daddy's breaking up and I'm going to get on the road and enjoy my retirement. And, y'all need to figure out what you're going to do with him because I think he's losing his mind. He's getting demented and shit. And so somebody need to be keeping an eye on dude. I'll check y'all out later in the next lifetime and be out. Shit, 21 years was plenty of time to be given to somebody. Yep, but he didn't want to. So now he's going to see this is what happens with these old men, and then they die alone and by themselves. See, because if they was married, then she would feel more obligated to stay with him and take care of him because he was her husband. But now you just a shack up. She don't need to stay with you and look at you be all fucked up. Please. She good. Oh, you still think yeah, that was some amazing shit. I'm gonna go back and read that part again that he wrote there. That's crazy. But lady, don't feel bad. Just remind him, hey, you didn't want to marry me because you didn't want to be tied down, remember? So now the one who don't want to be tied down is me, deuces. And there's nothing, that he can say because he wrote that check and now it's time for his ass to cash it. And there you go. Let's move on. So that would be just so lovely. And I would be packing my stuff while I was telling him, I'm leaving your crazy ass. Demented people are funny. They're so funny. I told you about the lady I used to take care of. Her son hired me to do exercises for, with her and stuff because it does help slow down the dementia. So I'd go over their house and I'd work out with her once or twice a week. And, but she had dementia really bad. And so he was talking to her and he was telling her about their family farm in Germany or something and how, stories that he had heard from his grandparents about her when she was little. So he was sharing those. And so she was so confused. She didn't even realize that she was talking to her son. And I think, is he the oldest? I don't know. I don't know if he's the old. No, I think he's like her second to youngest son. And so then she turns to him and with all seriousness, she asked him, oh, did you know me when I was a baby? And you know what? You know how black people run around and laugh? That was me. That's like, because, nobody does that but us. I was running in a circle like I was a chicken and I was cracking up at that because that was the look on his face was just so devastated. And she was so serious, though, just asking her son, did you know me when I was a baby? So that's when I knew that dementia is some shit. I don't want no parts of that. Nope. No. She get mad at the lady in the mirror. Shut up, Onyx. Onyx is crazy. Yeah, that don't even sound right, girl. Well, I have a sick sense of humor because I think it's funny as shit because the stuff they be saying is just like a comedy show. They just be saying anything and will tell you about yourself and tell you about all kind of people's business and just making up stuff. It's just hilarious to me. But I don't mean I don't want to deal with it, but like this lady, she would have to do it because he turns mean. He gets mad and want to, be fighting and stuff. So that wouldn't be fun. But the other people I've known that have dementia, they just were hysterical. I just, just talk about anything and just have you rolling. But yeah, not this dude. Okay, let's move on. Question 21. This is a young lady, 21 to 25 age group from San Jose, California. I'm 22 and I'm in therapy for a broken toe on my foot. Girl, me and you in therapy. I am the therapy queen. I'm writing because a new physical therapy assistant is giving me weird vibes and making me uncomfortable, and I don't know what to do about it. My family has been going to this therapist for years. The owner is a close friend of my dad's. She is a beautiful human being inside and out, and I've loved every minute I've gone to her practice over the past 8 years. With that being said, one of her new texts gives me weird vibes. He's like 30, I think, and helps me out with assisted stretching, which is basically me laying on the table while he contorts my body to stretch it out. Yeah, I used to do that to my clients after workout. I am pretty active, even with a broken toe, and 4 years of yoga and Pilates has made me very flexible. Plus, you're only 22. Why wouldn't you be flexible? So assisted stretching has ended up becoming extremely intimate because of my flexibility. Like there is no personal space, and it does not help that this tech who stretches me out gives me bad vibes. For example, his touch lingers a little too long, or like he tries to initiate intimate conversation. He's always compliments me on my body and how flexible I am. And he texts me outside of normal earth hours, and not like 6 or 7. I'm talking about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. What? That's so inappropriate. Needless to say, my PT is now being overshadowed by my uncomfortableness. I really want to stop going to him, but the scheduling at this place makes it extremely hard to remove him. Even when I try to book with other people, he always ends up taking over last minute. Therefore, if I wanted him permanently removed, I would have to go to the owner. And since my family is so intertwined in the business, I wouldn't want the owner possibly taking premature actions, aka letting him go. Right now, he has made no advances towards me in any way, but I get anxious every time I go to my appointments because I think, well, is this today? Any advice on how to approach this is appreciated. Go to your daddy. Show your daddy the text that this man is sending you at 9 or 10 o'clock at night because the owner of the business is his friend. Show your daddy and let them work it out. Say, Dad, this man is texting me after 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I'm not really sure what his goal is here, but I don't want him texting me. I'm not trying to talk to him like that. And then show your father the text, or better yet, take a screenshot and email it to him so he can send it to the lady, right? He needs to be put in check. And right now, you're not doing anything. It's great you're telling me, but you're not doing nothing. And instead of you worrying about protecting yourself from this predatory behavior, you worried about him losing his job. If he's behaving inappropriately and unprofessionally and embarrassing and doing stuff contrary to that woman's business policies, he needs to be let go. Do you not understand that? If he's doing it to you, he's probably doing it to other female clients as well. And that's highly inappropriate behavior for a male. We had a massage therapist at my gym. The guy was great because after my car accident, he got me straight. And when I had that carpal tunnel, he hit some spot here, some nerve. I mean, it hurt so bad, I dropped down to the ground. But after that, I could do this, which I hadn't been able to do in therapy. They want you to be able to do your thumb over to the other side like this. I couldn't do it for months. And he did something and released something down here somewhere. And when I stood up, I could go like that. And it's been fine ever since. The guy was amazing. But he was a big, funny looking kind of guy. And I think, he did or said something. And some women didn't feel comfortable with him. And so they ended up letting him go for the same kind of stuff, being inappropriate. So that would be what I would tell you, because in that way you sound like you're too scared to even advocate for yourself. And so let your daddy do it. But show him the evidence, because you saying that he hasn't made any advances. That what do you call texting a client at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, but in advance? You don't call that in advance? I do. That's inappropriate. You're a patient at his job. You ain't trying to get with him like that. He had no business texting you using your personal number for he tried to get his swerve on at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. He's probably laying in his bed jacking off, thinking about you. Fucking pervert. But see, that's why, like even at that age, like when my daughter would go to stuff like that, I would still go with her. And people used to think, well, why are you doing it? Because I want to see what the fuck is going on with my child. That's what. Well, she's an adult. Do I give a shit? See, just like you're an adult too. And look what's happening. That's why parents need to be there sometimes. I'd be like, saying, what you doing? Back the fuck up. or her appointment is with this other person, and here he come trying to barge his way into the appointment. No, she didn't want the appointment with you. She wanted with that person over there. Well, they can't do it. Well, then we're leaving. That kind of stuff. Run interference. But nope. And like when my daughter was growing up and stuff, go to the pediatrician, I never left her in the room by herself. I'll be sitting right there with my purse in my lap looking at everything. You ain't touching my baby, and that's I know where you touching, how long you touching, and what you touching her with. You feel me? Let's move on to question number 22. This is a female in the 30 to 36 age group from Houston, Texas. Hey, Auntie Deb. I'm female, 30, H-Town. We are lesbians. I'm writing with a question about the behavior of my significant other. The backstory is this. Her sister died a few days after the birth of the youngest nephew, and her sister's dying wish was for her to be there for her children. Okay. My girlfriend's ex recorded her venting about her brother-in-law and later played the recording to the brother-in-law, which resulted in the brother-in-law denying her access to the nephews. Oh, wow, that was pretty dirty. No, I didn't have no brick, but I had a stun gun, and I believe in tapping the fuck out of folks with it, too. The issue I'm having is this. The ex texts my girlfriend randomly, and I feel like if this person caused her so much pain and destruction, why are you allowing her access to you? My girlfriend tells people that the ex reached out and so on. The ex's daughter was recently got text, went something like this. The ex, can you talk? The ex, thanks for being concerned about my daughter. She is doing fine. My girlfriend, I am keeping her in prayer and wishing you the best. The ex just so happened to reach out on the anniversary of the sister's death. Oh, the one she was showing the video to. It would have been, if it would have been me, I would have been like, I don't give a fuck if your family falls into a volcano. Fuck you and your daughter. My girl, that's what I'm talking about. My girl says I'm evil for saying that and that I'm insecure. Am I insensitive, Auntie Deb, or is my girlfriend dumb as hell for allowing this ex to still have access to her? Your thoughts and the squad's opinion would be appreciated. Okay, she's your ex, but she still got feelings for this other person. That's the bottom line. I'm going to tell you this. There's people who say, a lot of people don't want to cut off their exes. They want to still keep up with them and stuff. I had a friend like that. She had an ex that gave her STDs and just all kind of bullshit. Cheated on her multiple times. Just was a horrible, horrible person. And then even after she was married to somebody else and stuff, she still would occasionally reach out to this dude to see how he was doing. And I could never understand that because I would be like you. I would want to push you off a cliff into a volcano. I would want to push you into a wood chipper and watch you spew out the other side in little itty bitty fleshy pieces. I would want to go and do like they did in Nip Tuck and tie hands to your ass and leave you in the Florida Everglades to get not much like a snack in the midnight at the, for the crocodile. I would just think of stuff like that to do. And I would think, I don't want to hear from my exes. Especially you did some egregious shit like this. You fucked up my life and I can't even see my nephews. And you going to call me and you think I give a fuck about your child? I wish the bitch would die. That's what I wish. Okay? I'm with you. I don't understand it. And she would be thinking I was evil too because that's exactly the kind of shit that I would say to her. So for you, I don't know how long you've been with this person. I'm sure you said it. I just forgot. No, you don't say. You just say all of this other stuff. But there's no such thing as soul ties. You are in a situation where your girlfriend is still, in spite of the fact that this person did all this egregious shit to her, is still got feelings for this person. So what you need to do is alhamdulillah and deuce out and leave them to, do whatever the shit is that they want to try to get back together doing. Because there would be no reason for her to be talking to somebody who treated her like that. That means there's still some feelings, unresolved feelings there, and there's nothing you can do about them. Okay, you just on the outside, you trying to love somebody that's not really focusing on you like that. So you need to deuce out of this situation before you get too hurt. Okay. Question number 23, female, 18 to 21 from Washington, D.C. I have a fairly new friends with benefits situation I want to ask you about. We've been having casual eggplant since June. We are both busy and in school, and I'm a lot busier than he is. Lately, eggplant hasn't really crossed my mind due to me working 2 jobs again and having less free time. But last night he texted me and said, I want to see you and have, whoopee tonight. I responded with, no, tonight's not good. So he replied, I know you sleeping with other men, but I'm coming tonight, and why do I have to stay home? See, I knew it. Then I said, LOL, and my sex life isn't your business. And that's when he said, don't laugh, you're crazy over me. And I said, nah, it's not like that. Him, you aren't crazy over me? Please let me know if you aren't. Then he calls me and asks me, is someone giving it to you better than me? Wow, he's really tripping. I didn't respond. And he said, I'm being real. Who is it? Because I'll leave you alone. And I said, I'm not sleeping with anybody. I'm busy with work and I don't care whether you believe me or not. And he said, you know, I don't believe you. And I hung up the phone after that because my eggplant life is my personal business, not his. What is your advice about where to go from here? Well, you're not going to go nowhere with him. That's what you're going to get you a new FWB person because this one is acting controlling and jealous in a situation where he has no right to be anything. Okay, because he's just the FWB. See, this is why these kind of things, it never fails. Always one person catches feelings and the other one is left sitting there scratching head. But you knew what time it was when we got together. Why? What you talking about? Why are you acting like this? It never fucking fails. That's why I don't do FWBs. See, my thing is it's like, to do it often enough, like for it to be called an FWB, that means it's a repetitive thing. See, Deb don't roll like that. You got 2 times, maybe 3, and then I'm out. I'm on to the next one. And people be like, oh, that's just such a whole move. You know how old I am? Do you think I give a fuck about that? I do what the fuck I want to do with whoever I want to do it. And this kind of stuff here, that's why you don't keep going back to the same person because then if it's good to them, see, then they start feeling like they have designs and, they have power and, possessive and all kind of shit that I don't want to be fucking bothered with. Because if I want to be bothered with all that, then I would be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship because I don't want to be bothered. And then here you come bringing that drama to my house. No, son, no. He ain't in love. He's in lust. He can't be in love acting stupid like that. He just being possessive over the pussy. That's all that is. He don't love this girl. The man who in love with you, he would have stepped up and acted like he had some fucking sense and say, look, I don't want to be your friend with benefit. I want you to be my girl. Let's make this some shit happen here. I caught feelings. Man, the fuck up. This behavior here is very childish and immature and guaranteed to turn a woman off. So this acting like this is not going to get him whatever it is he was looking for. It's going to get him fired. Just like she did. She hung up from him. So girl, that's what, everything I just ran through you, that's what you're going to have to figure out what you want. Do you want to still be bothered with him? Because he is on dangerous territory acting like this. That kind of guy, that might turn to a stalker. So you got to be very careful how you handle this. But this thing, I don't believe you, and being like confrontational about it and stuff. When he just an FWC, that's the part that concerns me. That his reaction was very territorial and controlling. And so I, at this point, since you guys hung up and you already made, put a hard line in sand, this is the point at which you would never see him again. Say, look, we talked and you was on some bullshit. And, like you totally violated the contract with this behavior that you had. So I think it's best that we cut this off now because I'm looking at how you handled it. You was that, you acting like you my man or something and you're not. So that means some lines have been blurred somewhere. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm too busy with school and work to be bothered with this. I'm not in the mood for it. I can't handle it right now, but it was really nice, while it lasted. Good luck, goodbye, and good riddance. And there you go. Question 24, female, 225 from Miami, Florida. My boyfriend of 6 years wants to explore his possible bisexuality. Oh, there's one in every column. He wants to do this with me. I have no desire to have a threesome as much as he feels this is important to him. Can I get advice, Deb? Do you have any outcome stories from other women who are in a similar situation? I love him, but this is throwing me for a loop, and I don't know what to do or say to him. So watch my lips, watch how I say this. No. See that enunciation? No. That's what you say to him. And then, in case he needs sign language, you go, because that also means no. No. And so, it's like you love him and all this old shit here. That's why they feel like they can do this bullshit. And you've been with him for 6 years. You're too young to be somebody with 6 years. You're only in the 21 to 25 age group. Girl, branch out into your horizons. Branch out and seek new horizons, because this shit here is over. And it doesn't matter how much you love him. You got to understand this. Your dude is getting to other dudes. He's into, sucking dicks or getting fucked up the ass. So what that means that he is not the man for you, right? Because you're a heterosexual woman. You want to have a man who's into you. This ain't the one. So no matter what you do, no matter what love you feel or whatever you trying to talk about, it's not here anymore. If it ever was. Because, by the time he had to be thinking about it, he had been thinking about this for a long time before he actually said the words to you. Now, he would be my ex. Jeanette say this show is juicy. You funny. I mean, this is a just no. Okay? This is a just no. I don't know what it is that you think can happen here, what advice you want from me, but all you have to do is tell your boyfriend, it's like, well, I understand that you want to explore this and you have every right to do this, but I don't want to look at that shit. I don't want to any smell that shit after it happens. I don't want to look at you, with some other dude. I don't want any parts of that in the room where I am. So we are going to break up. And then you leave him. That's what you do. Question number 25, female, 26 to 30 from Jackson, Mississippi. So my boyfriend and I were just chilling and watching a movie. So all of a sudden he asked, hey, do you want to spend the rest of your life with me? Just out the blue like that? He really caught me off guard. So I sort of paused after the question. Yeah, that would have caught me off guard too. Shit. Also, I didn't want to answer a question that serious right off the bat. So I just paused after the question. We've been together for 2 years, so I have given it some thought before, but he and I have been through some tough situations. We argue and fight over the smallest things sometimes, and it happens pretty often. Lately, we've been okay, but anytime we do argue, everything from the past comes up, and it's just a big blow up. And I'm honestly tired of it. So, of course, I'm not just going to tell you, yes, I want to be with you until I die, because that would be a lie with the way things are going. So, naturally, I wanted to think about all the variables before giving him an answer. But before I could respond, he yells, never mind, and storms out of the room. He slept in a separate room and hasn't said anything else to me since last night. I'm just wondering, am I wrong in this situation for trying to give a question that serious some thought? The way I look at it, even if I would have said, no, I don't want it, how can you get angry about how someone feels? They have no control over that. Just need some advice, Deb. Well, his reaction, it reminds me when I told he did the same thing, sprung something on me. He just said, let's just go to Reno and get married. It was on Memorial Day weekend. And he was going up to Reno to see his little cousin play in a basketball game. I knew he was coming, so he had stopped by my house. I thought he was just, saying goodbye. And then he's like, let's go to Reno and get married. So he wanted me to come with him and for us to get married in Reno. And I just blurted out, no. Because it was the same thing like this, just a spur of the moment thing. And he was just all bent out of shape. His face was all crushed. And his reaction, he stormed out and didn't talk to me for a week, just like this dude got stormed out and stuff. So I'm going to say that he was most likely seriously thinking about the marriage part. Now, why he was thinking about it, if you guys argue all the time like that, though, that's a big question mark. I don't know that. But the fact that he worked up his nerve to, ask you that question about spending the rest of your life with him, spending the rest of your life with him, he was serious. So basically, he feels like you rejected his marriage proposal. That's essentially what he's saying. So what you have to do, but he slept in a separate room. So are you guys living together? Sounds like it, huh? He slept in a separate room. What you're going to have to do is if you don't want to marry the man and he's thinking that about marriage, then it's time for you to make moves to get up out of that house and move on. Because you don't want to marry him. Right? At 2 years, if somebody, you would already know that you wanted to. So the fact that you said you need to give it some thought, that means you don't. So just let it go. Just let it go. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm talking, wondering too, Diana. What's his motivation to say it? Because if them arguing all the time like that, it makes me wonder: is he worried that she's going to leave, and so that's his way of trying to make her sure she stays because they'll be married? Does he, realize that maybe that's for the source of the problems? If she's feeling, unstable and insecure in the relationship, so he's thinking he can fix it by proposing? Is this a shut up ring, or is he serious? I mean, I have so many questions. And but the bottom line is, if you've been dating somebody for 2 years and you in a 26 to 30 age group and they say something like that and you've already thinking about marriage, then the answer to that would be absolutely. Are you not going nowhere without me? Or, some kind of little quip like that. And then they would have laughed and then, they would officially, I guess, be halfway engaged. But the fact that she had to think about it, that's the answer right there. That means no. And he knows that. Okay, so let's move on to the last question of What the Fuck Tuesday. Usually we only have 25. But yep, it was whack, Shay. He need to be serious. It's just a situation where people can feel like they take you just joking. So here's the last question of this crazy show. Female, 18 to 21 from Boston. How do I nicely tell a guy I met that I don't want to talk to him anymore when I initially gave him the impression that it was going well? I'm 19 and I recently started using Tinder. I matched with a 21-year-old dude from my college. He was nice and we had a pretty okay time. We chatted online for about a week. And then we decided to meet at his dorm to bake. After meeting him in real life, my opinion of him changed. He's still nice and all, but the whole time it was just the most awkward thing ever. Neither of us could keep a conversation going. There was no chemistry. And at one point, we sat down on a couch and he started playing Tetris on his TV while I just watched. I also realized that while we shared similar interests, gaming, baking, and drawing, we liked them for completely different reasons. For example, we like completely different types of games, so there was no way we could play together. And he rushed through baking while I like to take my time with it. Overall, the whole experience was terrible for one of the first dates I've ever been on. The whole time I was trying to convince myself that it was just because this was our first time meeting, and I kept trying to be positive, so he probably thought things were going well. The worst part was before I left, I gave him a hug because that's what I thought people do at the end of dates. I don't think things are going to work out between us, and I'd rather not speak to him again because the whole thing was just awkward. Is there a soft way to tell him this? I don't want to ignore his texts because I feel guilty doing that. Well, yeah, especially since you go to the same school. He's likely to see you in horror of horrors. What if you have a class with him next semester? That would be really fucked up. So what you have to do is just text him back and say, I enjoyed my time over there. The cookies was delicious. You're an expert Tetris player, but I don't think that we really have a connection. It's not really gonna be anything more than what it is, and I'm looking for a serious, something serious and long term. But it was nice meeting you. That's all you have to do. He knows it because he was feeling just as awkward about the shit as you, and he probably took the hug because you offered it, not like he wanted it. And stop the hugging on people. You're not feeling them and stuff. Don't touch them. Just wave bye. And then walk out the door. That's what I do. Even if I am feeling them, I still don't want you touching me. Shut up, Keith. he probably has a slinky. He got a slinky over there somewhere. But yeah, them dudes that you don't have any connection with. I'm just like, ooh, I hate those. That's why I do coffee dates. I'm trying to tell you. See, she was stuck there because she had to bake with them. And so you got to mix it up. And you got to wait for it to finish. And you got to let it cool and frost it and decorate it and all that stuff. See, so she was stuck over there for hours. I don't do them kind of first dates. Coffee, in, out. If you don't like coffee, then have a drink, happy hour. Just have an ice cream, something that's quick. You be in and out in 30 minutes at the most. And then you don't have to suffer like this. That was just some unbelievable nonsense. So that's it. So I want to remind everybody that if you haven't hit like yet and you haven't subscribed to this channel, now is the time. It's the moment. Click that like button and hit that subscription button and, become a part of this channel. This is what we do here every Tuesday. So just, feel free to come on back, but you got to, become a subscriber so you get the notification that the show is starting to remind you. Also, on Friday night, we have one of our, we're winding down to the end. I think we have about 3 more Dusty News Network shows on Friday night. That's always a riot. If you have something that you want to submit to DNN, a meme, a graphic, some crazy comment somebody you saw online somewhere, take a screenshot of it and send it to survivingdating@gmail.com. Survivingdating@gmail.com, and make the subject line Dusty News. Dusty News. And so we'll be here for that on Friday. And the show starts at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed all the cray today. We had some very interesting letters. I mean, like some heavy duty stuff came across the screen today. But I enjoyed all of you guys as usual. You guys are a riot and great support team. Thanks, Shay, my girl. She's the most wonderful moderator there is on YouTube. I just want everybody to give her their shouts. And I will see you all on Friday night. Be here starting at 6. Bye-bye.